From the Family Circle kitchen to your kitchen on Parents TV.
There is nothing like a juicy burger fresh off the grill, but you know, sometimes it's nice to spice things up a little bit with a new twist on a summertime classic. And we are here in the Family Circle test kitchen with Senior Food Editor Julie Miltenberger. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
And guess what? She is going to share her secret recipe for black bean chili burgers, and I can't wait for this.
Well, what we decided to do with this burger story in general is kind of find a way to add flavor and kind of trim down some of the calories, some of the fat. So this actually is a way for us to kind of stretch the value of our meat as well.
And you might think it was, by the title, a veggie burger.
No.
But there is meat inside.
There is meat. Where
do we begin?
Well, first we're going to start by toasting some spices, because often when you use kind of the traditional Spanish or Mexican flavored spices, they get very sharp if you eat them without cooking them ahead of time.
Oh, so all right.
We're starting with a tablespoon of chili powder. You know, we're just going to add that to a skillet. A teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. And a half a teaspoon of ground cumin. And then we're just going to take it on over to the stove top, and we're going to toast it over like a medium to medium high flame for about 1 minute until you start to smell the fragrance of the spices coming out. They will burn if you leave them too long. I think we're looking at about a minute. What do you think?
Seems like it. Okay. I think we're done.
All right. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so what's next?
Okay, so we're just going to add these toasted spices to a large bowl. Great. Okay. And then you can go and start adding the meat. So that's 1 pound of ground sirloin. We're gonna make 6 burgers out of this, so you know they'd be pretty small if we didn't supplement with a can of black beans. So this is just a 15-ounce can that I've drained and rinsed. And then if you want to continue adding, there's a ½ cup of diced red onion. And 1/3 cup of medium spicy salsa. If you're nervous about kids, you know, you could always cut it down and do mild instead of medium. You can start stirring that together.
Great.
You just want to make sure that all the ingredients are well combined. And now we're just going to pop this mixture into a food processor and pulse it a few times so that some of the black beans get ground up and it really starts to look more like it's almost all ground meat in there. Okay. All right, so I think that looks really nice because it's a fairly even consistency. There's still some visible black beans in there.
Is there a special way you should form your burger?
Well, I'm happy that you asked, because what's nice with burgers, when you make them flat, sometimes you see that you put them on the grill and they shrink up and they turn into like little hockey pucks or almost like a softball. You make a small indent in the center of the burger with your thumb and it keeps it from shrinking. Because these have ground up black beans in them, they're a little stickier than your average full meat burger. So we're gonna just want to coat them with a little non-stick cooking spray.
Great idea.
Before they go on the grill, so we don't lose, you know, half our burger to the grill grate.
All right, let's go put them on.
Here we go. So we're gonna just go ahead and put the coated side down and wait about 4 or 5 minutes. And you can go ahead and spray those on the top sides now in preparation of the flip.
So it's been about 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yes, we're ready to flip. Here we go. Magic.
Ooh. Gentle here.
Yes. Because as I said, you know, some of the beans will stick to the grill. And really with all burgers, once you put them on the grill, you really don't want to move them around too much. You don't want to manhandle them. You just flip them and then...
You don't want them to lose their juices.
Exactly. Okay, so now another 4 or 5 minutes. We're just going to make a really quick salsa mayo with some extra salsa that we have.
Great. Okay, tell me what you're going to make here to dress them.
Okay, well, I just quickly measured out 1/3 cup of light mayonnaise and 3 tablespoons of the same salsa that we had before.
Okay.
Medium spicy, and then we're just going to stir it together in a bowl. Yeah, just a nice kind of finish, creamy finish for the buns. So why don't you grab yourself a bun?
Okay, thank you.
And then while you're at it, get one for me as well. Yeah. Perfect. And then we're going to spread it with a little bit of the salsa mayo. And then stack it with a burger. Can I offer you a couple slices of avocado?
Yes.
And there we have black bean chili burgers. Okay, here we go.
Wow, that's really good.
Chili powder really comes through, doesn't it?
Chili powder comes through. And I love the mayo. That's delicious on top. This is fantastic.
Glad you enjoy.
Julie, thank you so much for having us over again. And if you would like more great recipes, pick up a Family Circle magazine on your newsstand. I'm talking with my mouth full, just like my mom said not to. Or check back with us at Parents TV. Thanks for joining us in the kitchen.